Hi guys, as promised I wanted to bring you a falafel recipe that you can do at home. We're going to do two different options for you, one where you don't need a blender and one where we'll show you using a blender, and hopefully we'll all have delicious falafel with absolutely no dramas. I've got 200 grams of chickpeas, we've got some finely chopped herbs just as they were in the recipe, a big teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of bicarb, and a couple of cloves of really finely chopped garlic. Firstly, we want to mash the chickpeas. These are just tinned chickpeas that we've drained. We're going to mash them. So you can see it's pretty well mashed, pretty smooth. There's no whole chickpeas whatsoever left in there. And now we'll add in the garlic, bicarb, cumin, and the herbs. So once these are really well mixed together, we're now going to add 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and this hopefully should help it bind, absorb any liquid, and help it stay together when we cook them. So it should hold together quite well in a ball just like this. And so we've got a plate of sesame seeds. We're just going to shape our falafel. So it should be quite sticky but holding together really well. Squeeze it tight into a ball, making sure there's no big gaps in the middle of it. Roll it up, squash it a little bit so that you've got a little burger shape, and dip it in the sesame seeds on both sides. So they should look fairly similar. So these ones were our ones that we did by hand, and these ones are the ones that I've just whizzed up in the food processor. They look fairly similar. So whilst you preheat your oven, if you are going to bake them, or heat your oil up, you can pop these in the fridge just to help them firm up a little bit more. So once your oil feels like it's heating up a little bit, you can take just a little spare bit of falafel mix. If it sizzles, it's hot enough. And then we're just going to turn the heat down to about a medium. So with your oil, you want to leave it to cool completely, and then you can discard of it in the normal bin in a sealed plastic container, but do make sure it's completely cool before you do that. Okay, so if you are choosing to bake your falafel, you can just get a baking tray, put a little bit of oil on the surface so they don't stick, and then we'll just pop them in the oven. So our falafel that we're baking has been in the oven at 190 degrees for about 25 minutes. They're not going to be quite as crunchy as the ones that get fried, but will be just as delicious. So we can see here how they look. We can see that both the falafel that were in the food processor and the falafel that were done by hand have both stayed together pretty well. The ones that are baked here aren't quite as puffed up as the ones that were in the fryer, so that's the difference. And this time you should have delicious falafel made at home. Enjoy guys, give it a go, let us know how it is, take some photos, and feel free to pack as many fresh herbs in there as possible so that when you cut them open they're lovely and vibrant green in the middle.